Okay, so come out into the field at the back of my house with a view to fly the Hexacopter. It's the Maiden flight. I've never flown it before. It's actually quite windy. If you look at the birds up there that are flying, they're kind of flying into wind and not going very far. In fact, it's yeah. Wind's coming from my back, so it's kind of coming from the direction over there. Kind of makes me not too sure about this now, but it's now coming from a different direction. It's coming from over there now, so it's swirling all around the field from all different directions. I was hoping to get a little bit of a calmer weather than this, so I didn't think it was quite as bad as this out here, but obviously it is. Well, I guess I can give it a hop and see what happens. I've got the eagle tree on it with the view that I can at least see what amps it's pulling when it's flying and hovering. We've got some small EPP props because that's all I had at the time, so that's all that's on it for the time being. So not quite sure what effect that will have. I think it'll fly, but it'll probably pull lots of amps because these motors are designed for a bit more oomph than that. Okay. Yeah, the motors are really designed for 12-inch props, so in fact it's got 10-inch props on it. They're probably just not going to have enough thrust. Well, they'll have thrust, but you know, not really pushing the ESCs very much. Right, okay, so let's give it a go and see what happens. Oh, it's very sensitive on direction, but considering the weather, it's not too bad. It's a little bit. Now the wind's dropped, it's settled down a little bit. Yeah, it's very sensitive on stick movement. Seems to be flying away from me at the moment. That might be the wind. Well, it flies, and it's pretty stable considering. Yaw works very nicely. It actually feels very smooth compared to a quad, surprisingly. What am I hovering at? Just about half throttle. As I say, those props aren't doing me any favours, I'm sure. The eagle tree's on it, so it should be logging amp use and milliamp hour usage. When the wind blows, it's having a lot of trouble when the wind blows. Obviously, as you can see, it's flickering all over the place until the wind drops and then it settles itself down. So these are just the standard PID settings that come as part of the download of the software for the MultiWii. So I haven't done anything special with them at all, other than just stick it on there and give it a fly, really. And in these weather conditions, the wind conditions, yeah, I mean, that wind's really whistling behind me now. So I'm pulling back to try and keep it with me because it'll fly downfield away from me if I don't. But I am at least got it the right side of me, so it's not blowing towards me, it's blowing away from me. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I think if I put a bit of expo on these channels, which I don't think I've got any at the moment, it would smooth this out an awful lot. It's obviously fighting the wind. I mean, the bottom line is, you can see as soon as the wind blows across it, it's flickering all over the place. It's doing quite a good job of trying to keep it as stable as possible, but now the wind's coming from that, yeah, you can see how it's been blown away from me there. So yeah, it's coming from behind me now, so I've angled round to keep it away from me in the way of wind. The wind's dropped a little bit, but you can still see it's a bit wavery, so there's probably some PID settings to be set. Oh, that was a big gust. Right, I think I've risked it enough. I'm going to land now and class that as being a, there we go, it's down, it's one piece, it's not broken. You look at the trees over there, it gives you an idea of how much wind there is around here. I mean, it's not low wind, it's really quite gusty, and it's all over the place. It's coming from all different directions, mainly over that sort of direction, but it's moving round a lot. The trees over that side, you can see the wind's coming across that way, and it's kind of blowing all of the tops of the trees. I mean, it's not low wind down here. It's, you know, it's quite a gust. You can probably hear it whistling across the mic as it is there. I mean, I don't know how fast it is. Shouldn't be an anemometer out. The fact is, it flies. I mean, it's hovered. Even in these conditions, even though it's a bit twitchy, it has actually taken off and hovered. I'm sure in calm conditions it would be very, very stable. It probably needs a bit of PID tuning. I've got a VFD LCD display which I'm going to try and connect up to the software because it's all open source. So yeah, I'll aim to get those sorted out. And it'd be interesting to see on the eagle tree what's happening. I expect the amp draw would be fluctuating up and down an awful lot, where it's trying to compensate for the wind when it's blown across it. There we go. She's no longer active, so safe. I think that's quite a success, really, considering the weather. So that's good. I'll take that back in and yeah, see where we go from there. In fact, I don't know. I probably didn't have the self-leveling mode switched on for that flight. Yeah, I'll have to check that and see if I did or not. But I don't think I did with the gear switch up. I think it's off. So I'll check it out. Right, that's it. I'll catch you all later. Cheers.